to, so you can still see it on Facebook if I'm going to try and pop these panels out, okay? So I'm just doing some figuring, as all of my YouTube audience is probably gone by now, and they're cancel. Sorry, I didn't, this didn't even come up as an idea to even do until I'm right here. OMG, it might work. It really might work. And pop you out, and I'll do this, and I'll move things around, and I'll go here, and then I'll do that. So let me just, as I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about things that we've talked about. Kim, I love you. I know that I'm not supposed to like really, my sister sends me stuff on how I should act really, really professional, and how I should, it's like, no kidding, I am side by side right now. I am on Facebook and I'm on YouTube, and they're totally different pictures, which is crazy. So if I start wanking back and forth, let me know. Okay, so I wanted to let you know that this weekend was a crazy weekend. There was a lot of activity for me. I did a weekend training. I live in a co-housing community, which means that we have to work on consensus, which consensus is not how the United States works, right? We really work on, and most cultures, let's just say, I'm just going to be very broad stroking there, like most cultures. So I worked, so I have a lot of things that are up for me, a lot of like pieces of integration that I'm really trying to work on. And like, so here I am coming into week 4 on hope, right? This is hope. This is what we're talking about. This is the 4th week. We've talked about the first week, like what is hope? Then we talked about, I can't remember week 2, but week 2 is an action and how to be curious, like curiosity, which is a theme that came out over this weekend, over and over again, like how to be curious, how, like, usually asking, why did you do that? It's not very helpful. It doesn't make a bridge to somebody. You don't really get communication if you're just pounding them, right? Tell me why. Tell me why. It doesn't work. It will never work. But if you get curious as to why somebody's being, acting, doing the way they are being, acting, doing, then you can like get data about what's going on. And here's the kicker, like seriously, and what your part in it is. It's not, you're not in this, okay, you are in this metaphysical world, but you are also in a world where we may have been taught a lot of let me just say this again, where disconnection is the dealio, right? We are not really connected. We're in our phones, we're in our computers, we're at work, and culture is shifting so fast. It was interesting. We had this conversation about, well, where was Generation X? And then there was a Generation Y, and the Generation Y got changed to millennials. And then the millennial moved. And so now to be like an older millennial, you're 35. And the whole Generation X, Generation Y went somewhere else. I mean, and now we don't even know what these next generations are being. And it's almost like there's a generation post 9/11. There's, you know, and when I started hearing like post 9/11, I thought, wow, like the image to me that comes up is like post, like you're in the generation of fear. Anyway, these are all thoughts. Nothing's concrete, and they're just my thoughts. And sometimes I don't know if you've noticed this, but sometimes I will wander. So yeah. So but this week we are we're on series 4. We're on week 4 of hope. And how do you hope when the universe is kicking you in the butt to change what you're doing repeatedly? Maybe like hitting over the head, maybe hitting over the back, maybe hitting you on the legs and the knees and taking you out. How do you actually do that? So okay, there we go. So I'm trying to keep track of both. You see that? This is YouTube. This is Facebook. This is YouTube. This is Facebook. This actually might work out. So except if you are on Facebook, I urge you to please go over, find my YouTube. And I'll tell you why. Because at some point, YouTube, after 1,000 subscribers, and I have well over 1,000 people who like me on my page, it turns into money. they pay me to do this. So how about you just find YouTube, get over there and help me out, man. That's all I'm saying. This chick's got bills. So if you haven't done that, please do that. And okay, so there you are, week 4. I turned to, you ready who I turned to? A clergy person. I turned to a clergyman. I don't really even know what kind of church or synagogue, or I don't know if he ran a temple or what he did. So I asked him, what do you think about hope? I was really interested in what he had to say. He said, this was his answer, which I thought was pretty telling. He's like, hope is like when you open Pandora's box and it's the last thing left. So it's like, hope is the last thing you can hold on to when your life is going bananas. Now, does that mean, like we've talked about this before, like hope, action. Hope is action. Hope is action. Hope is action. So what does that mean? What does it mean if hope is action? It means if you're going to try and get everything back in, like stuff everything back in Pandora's box, which as I say that, I'm laughing because the idea that you're actually going to be able to take everything that was, and stuff it back down and repress it, it doesn't work. There's a hope that you can begin to integrate all of the things that have happened, all of the sticky parts, all of the really dark shadows. And I had, some interestingly dark weekend. I had a dark weekend for myself. And so I struggle at where do I actually go when I'm talking about mediumship with you? And I hear a lot of people saying, I want to do what you do. And I think, no, you don't. Because what I do is not because look, there's like the glamorous side to it, right? The glamorous side, if you want to call it glamorous, is like, just hang on a second. That's really funny. It is not glamorous. But if you want to say like what I get out of it, it's super important because I get out a lot of, I get connection to spirit. I feel what's happening with people. I get connection with people. I'm able to bridge between two worlds and allow like spaciousness to become part of everything. So, so that's really good. The other side to mediumship is there's a lot of self-doubt. There's a lot of naivety that comes with it. Like, oh yeah, things totally gonna be better. Oh, this is a good situation, or things are gonna get better, or I see the soul of someone. And that in my personal life gets me in a lot of trouble. So, so I've decided that I'm gonna marry myself. I'm gonna like send out invitations. I'm gonna buy like a kick-ass engagement ring, and I'm gonna like marry myself. I joke again, but I don't even know if you guys are there. Hi from Indianapolis. Hi, Indianapolis. Oh, that's a good place. Like, is there something that you could click on in Facebook that'll take me to the YouTube page? I do have that. I am not really aware if I can do it at the same time. And I don't know if Brad's listening. Brad, if you're listening, if anybody can put the link from my YouTube page onto my Facebook page, I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah, so a wedding, right? This will be the awesome wedding too. I mean, I don't know. It'll be whatever. It's going to be whatever it is. But my point is, when I'm working in mediumship, I'm working with everything that came out of Pandora's box for myself in my life, trying to navigate while seeing the best in people. Now, I'm hopeful that I can take these times that we actually are together and integrate them into sort of a new existence. And I'm hopeful that you're going to do the same as well, because when you work in the metaphysical, and I said this last week, but it's so important. When you work in the metaphysical, you are super responsible for what you say to people, how you say it, how you come across, how you hold their energy in space. And my mediumship is pretty intense sometimes. I go right to the soul. We go to the soul and we do some looking. I'll make your cake. That's funny. Okay, so I already have somebody who's going to make my cake. If somebody wants to marry me to me, let me know, because that might be the bomb. I need a DJ. I'm like, maybe I'll find a DJ somewhere. So I just want to talk about the fact that hope is is the string that pulls you into the ethers and together. So what does that look like? And I want to talk about it like in an etheric cord. You have this etheric cord that connects you to spirit. It's super important. Spirit, your higher chakras, your lower chakras, all the bits, your bits plus everybody else's bits. You get this connection. And when you're on this earth and you are, when you're on this earth and you're working to deal with what comes up for you. Because let me make this clear. If you're around and you're complaining and you're not like hearing what you're saying, or you're not appreciating the people around you, or you're not, let's say, an example that comes up for me. Let me think for a second if this is an appropriate example. And I just want a quick check-in before I give the. How's everything going out there? Are both sides hearing this? So I just wait for anybody. I'm going to start picking names because I see your name to respond to this. So I have a friend who, okay, yes. Thank you, Lisa. Wanda, if you can still hear me, I don't know if you're there or not, but say something or write something. Hearing clearly. Fantastic. If you're around, sitting around looking at how terrible your life is over and over again, and you're really trying, and you're complaining to people around you, and you're not taking in what people are giving you, because in our culture, and you know, we really want, oh, totally tell me everything, but look, I don't want to hear anything. Don't want to hear it. In our actions, we push people away, even though that's what we desperately want. We push people away, even though we desperately want it. And not until you make connection and you bring it together are you going to be able to get the hope. Or there's hope, but it's in the action. It's in the action, in the movement, in the moving forward. So, okay, does that make sense to everybody? I'm going to have to decide if I should bring like a prop of Pandora's box next week. So I just want to check in, see if anybody has any questions about it. And then if not, I do know that I have a male here. Feels like a father who's passed. I feel like he wore a lot of, I feel the colors of blue and yellow, and it looks like there were lots of sports paraphernalia, like a lot of, I don't know who's blue and yellow. Does anybody know if there's a football team that's blue and yellow? So, okay, I'm seeing this father wearing lots of sports shirts. It's not sports shirts, they're jerseys. They're like, you know, jerseys are really colorful on, and probably, are jerseys the most color men wear? I have to think about this first. Are sports jerseys the most? So I have this man, he's wearing a blue and yellow, I just want to make sure it's not U of M blue. It's not the dark blue, it's a light blue. Michigan. Well, okay, I know, right? Like you think, you're right in Ann Arbor, Janny, come on. It's not that blue. Blue, Michigan is a dark blue. It's like, you know, a maze on a dark blue. These were lights. So I saw them outside my window as I was washing the dishes after I made dinner before I came to here. So I saw a light blue. It's a lighter blue, so more of a jewel tone, and a lighter yellow, anyway, I only saw him for like half of a second. So that's the only thing that I can see. I feel like it might have been I feel like a son. No, this one. I know I'm an alum. Okay, everybody, chill on the Michigan thing. All right, take relax. I know it was a different U of M. It was not Mays, and it was not the blue. Okay, so I don't know who else it is. That's why I'm asking. I see him being. I know everybody's like U of M. I know it wasn't U of M. So I see him. I also want to I feel like he was taken younger. I feel that when I'm like, because I see a younger male and then I see a father, and I keep doing this. So I think that this is for a female who's either watching now or watching later. Is that there's I think they fought a little bit. I don't know who fought. I don't know if he fought with the son or the dad, or that there was these moments of not feeling fully. Is that blue and white? I don't know. It's definitely a sports shirt, and I feel like I again, it's not. Woo! They just showed me when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing like an over responsibility gene for the woman that's watching. Something with a K. I don't know if that's K in passing. If that's Kelly, that's here, or Kelly is a male, because it could be also a male name. So I'm not sure where that belongs, but I do see that this, and it's interesting, as I'm connecting, I'm seeing, I just saw him dive into the water and jump into the water and go swimming. So I don't know if he didn't really go swimming here or was afraid of the water or had some fear, but they're showing me like going into the water and swimming. I also see crazy. I'm also seeing as we're doing this, it almost segues, spirit segues into like this, like a scuba diving team. I'm seeing this. This is a validation point. I'm seeing as a young man, not this necessary. We've moved on from this, whoever was the light blue and yellow. But I'm seeing scuba diving. I'm seeing it off. I keep seeing it like rocks. I see rocks scuba diving. I don't know if there was somebody that lost. I still hear brother. This is like another brother where it feels like they did scuba diving in their younger ages, and they. I don't think he died scuba diving. Just showing me going, and also showing me going scuba diving, but also showing me like coins. So I don't know if you went to get, if you are like have his coins, or you treasure hunt for coins, or if he treasure hunted for coins. It's hard to like differentiate when I have those three kind of up. So it's one of those three. I'm also seeing, I have to let you know with him, super interesting personality. Really with him, I'm seeing him, so funny, like as I turn my full attention to him, he just kind of stops. So one of the things to let you know that what happens is when I'm talking, I'm talking with spirit as well. And I'm also trying to get that. So they lower their energy. I raise my energy. This is kind of why I'm so kooky sometimes, maybe. And then we do this mental dance. I try and understand what they're trying to tell me and how I can figure it out. So and here's the truth. Like, I don't put it together in your life. I joke about this. Like, I give you what you need and your soul will piece it together. You piece it together in your life, because I don't live your life. And you don't live my life, and you don't want my life. I usually say that in a group very lightheartedly. So, okay. So as soon as I gave him all of my attention, he kind of went quiet. So there's a shy piece about him. Maybe, oh, okay. So when I'm like connecting with him, I'm feeling like that he's taking responsibility for his passing. So either he put himself in the position of, he might have been. So I'm just saying, I think he was driving and either got into an accident but he's in there. He's somehow there's alcohol wrapped up in that. So I don't know if he was drinking or got hit by a drunk driver, because it's kind of showing me he's not really being incredibly clear about that. But I don't necessarily. I think like he lived a adventurous life. That's what I'm going to say for him. Let me see if I have other people. Okay, so it's interesting. So as I'm sitting here, I like see this super older lady. Like, super older. I mean like 95 with like bright white hair, and she's carrying this huge rock. I don't know what that means. It's like she's talking about a rock and holding it and moving it. That's interesting. I feel like it's so funny because as I say she's old, she stands right up and she's like, but it's like she's fierce in this life, fierce. I feel like it's interesting because one of the messages that she's having come through from her is I feel like she had very older values. Like her values were that people got together, that we really worked and intertwined, and she's like offering that's where you're going. If this, because almost feels like grandmother, great grandmother. It feels like a big generation that she was around for a really long time, but wanting me to let you know that like there's community coming. But it's interesting because he's not just saying it to one person here. She's saying it to a multitude of people. So community being connectedness is where it's at. And it's interesting because I think I might end there because I really like it. It's a great way to say like hope is the active connectedness. Hope is seeing yourself, your projection, your other person, the other, whether you be married to somebody else or yourself. I mean, I heard it's already a thing, which I was a little upset about. I was like, oh no, I'm after the facts. Okay, well, whatever. So it's an active movement towards connection, towards consensus, but in order to be in this consensus, to be working this, to be moving through it, you got to work your stuff. So if your stuff is coming up and it's going out, you need help. You need to get help. If you're finding yourself wanting to sit in the corner and not get up all day, it's really important to get that connection, to get help, to find the hope, whether it be hope that you're connected, hope that you're loving yourself, hope that you're loving other people. So with that, I just have a couple reminders and actually an announcement as well. I just kind of want to say like I'm pregnant, but no, that would be like the worst thing ever. It would be anyway. Was that for you, Dana? That's sweet. But I think that's funny. But I think there's a nice delay put on all this. Nobody's heard that yet. Okay, so okay, so September 12th, I'm going to be at Chelsea Breakaway. I'm going to be really working on doing. What am I going to be working on? I'm working on going multiple places. There's a place in Saline, a place in Ann Arbor. I'm going to a place in Chelsea, not Ann Arbor. There's Saline, Tecumseh, which is where I've always have been. And what I want to make sure you know about Sal's in Tecumseh is that's the most inexpensive you'll ever get me. So if you are having a hard time with money and you're like, I'd really like Tecumseh, Janny, then you go to Tecumseh. I really wanted to come see Janny. Go to Tecumseh. It's $35. That's where it's always going to be. When I start connecting with spirit, I kind of get a little slap happy. So that happens. Okay, so I'll be at Chelsea. So I think that the doors open at 4. And I think that my sessions, so I will go for about 2 to 2.5 hours. That's what I always do. You can eat beforehand off the menu. I have like some openings for this weekend. So if anybody is like, I really want Jamie to come to my house, you have time. Call me up or call up my assistant. I actually have an assistant now. I don't know if she's watching tonight or not. That's she might be here. So I have Beth Vlad is going to be is working with me to sort of get my schedule under control, get like these ideas and thoughts out into the world so that I can begin to like work on my book and work on my workbook and work on whatever comes up, right? So work on the things that I need to work on seeing people. So she's the one who got me into Chelsea, along with Julie. Sorry, Julie. Julie's the one who started the ball rolling. Julie is totally the one. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, right. And then the last thing, I swear, and then I will totally leave you alone for the evening, is that I do have my new full moon spray. So I'm going to have a full moon spray, a new moon spray, and I will have candles that are going to be going along that theme. Now, I just want to let you know that this is like literally artisan hand batches. I'm not doing a lot of each of these. And when I sell a specific scent, it's gone. And I will be using them as kind of giveaways. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, I mean, I know it really hasn't happened yet, but my newsletter is coming. And you do want some full moon spray or new moon spray. Actually, I haven't done the new moon yet, but the full moon spray is done. I will be posting it on my website for sale and shipping and handling and whatever. Okay, so of course, and at some point this like there's a 36 point list of things, a little bit overwhelming that have to get done. So as always, thank you so much for coming here on Mondays. I appreciate it. See light, be light. And how do we sign? I just saw that. So how do you sign up for newsletter, you may ask, which is actually Lisa Brown did ask. Lisa Brown down did it. So what you do is you're going to go to JaniCook.com, JaniCooke.com, and it will pop up, like capture your email, and then I will be able to, I'll be able to add you into the mix, into the fold, and we'll have a great time. All right, so see light, be light. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're on Facebook, then definitely run over to YouTube and sign and hit like. And I just want to subscribe and get notifications. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. See light, be light. And it takes always a minute for it to end. So there's always a few seconds. I think we're ending. There you go.